The world of hip-hop shaken by the shooting death of yet another rapper.
Rapper Takeoff.
Takeoff
has been shot and killed in Houston.
Police arresting 33-year-old Patrick Clark for murder.
He was seen on camera firing a gun with one hand while holding a wine bottle with the other.
Can you believe it's been almost a year since Takeoff was killed? It became official that we would no longer be getting any music from the rap legend, and all people could do was begin investigating the last moments of his life to understand what really happened. A month later, Takeoff's alleged killer was arrested and brought before the court of law to answer for what many in the hip-hop community consider a mortal sin. But to understand what happened with Patrick Clark and why this seemingly unknown man was named the perpetrator of such a high-profile killing, we need to go through exactly what happened that night and the months that followed. Takeoff passed away unexpectedly in Houston on November 1st, 2022, after being shot twice, including a fatal headshot. The shooting happened at a private party attended by around 40 to 50 people. Takeoff was just 28 years old at the time of his death, which left many people shocked and curious about the cause and who might be responsible. The main suspect in the murder turned out to be a man named Patrick Clark. According to Houston Police Chief Troy Finner, both the Houston Police Department and the Houston Fire Department arrived at 810 Billiards and Bowling around 2:40 a.m. in response to the shooting.
We understand and we know it. This morning at about approximately 2:34 a.m., officers received a call of a shooting in progress. Officers arrived there shortly thereafter. The location is a downtown location.
When officers arrived, they found a large crowd gathered, and among them was Takeoff, whose real name was Kersnick Karibal.
Once officers arrived, they came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kersnick Ball, better known as...
They discovered him on the third floor, and the medical examiner's report later revealed that he had been shot in the head and torso, with the bullets also striking his arm.
Autopsy reveals he died from gunshot wounds to the head and torso into his arm.
Sadly, Takeoff was pronounced dead at the scene. The news of his death spread quickly, prompting an outpouring of grief from his friends, family, and the hip-hop community. Prominent figures took to Twitter to express their deep sorrow and sadness over the tragic incident. Ja Rule shared a heartfelt message calling for an end to such tragedies and sent love to Takeoff's family and friends. Young Miami expressed her shock and grief with 3 broken heart emojis. Lecrae kept his message simple, saying he was saddened by the loss of another rapper and stressing the importance of support during such difficult times. Killer Mike, not only a rapper but also an actor and activist, prayed for Takeoff's family and all those affected by the violence, while voicing his desire to see an end to the conflicts plaguing society. Drew Findling, Takeoff's lawyer and close friend to many rap stars, described his death as a heartbreaking loss, especially for Atlanta. He said that whenever you were in Takeoff's presence, there was a sense of calmness and tranquility. Takeoff was known for listening attentively, being genuinely interested in what others had to say rather than focusing on himself. According to Findling, the world was just beginning to recognize Takeoff's talents, and it was his time to truly shine. Despite the stereotypes often attached to hip-hop, he was remembered as a peaceful and gifted artist admired by many. Even the chief of police acknowledged his great talent and potential, calling for unity within the hip-hop community and urging artists to protect the industry from negative influences.
One spoke of what a great young man this is, how peaceful he is, what a great artist. And I'm calling up on everybody. We got a police hour.
Roy Finner revealed that about 40 people were present when the shooting occurred. The party had officially ended at 1 a.m., but some people were still lingering when the fight that led to the gunfire broke out. According to several witnesses and law enforcement officials, Takeoff and his uncle Quavo had been engaged in a dice game. In a recording released by TMZ, the sound of 5 gunshots can clearly be heard during the chaos. Another video from a 911 call captured Quavo's voice, desperately asking what actions should be taken after the shooting. A woman at the scene, who identified herself as a nurse, rushed forward and offered her assistance to Takeoff, trying to save his life in the chaotic aftermath.
Hear my voice in the video. I'm a nurse. No, I'm a...
During a press conference, authorities stated that the security guards at the event heard the gunshots, but couldn't determine who fired them. A video later circulated on social media showing Quavo desperately trying to help his injured nephew. He carefully laid him down and quickly called out for assistance. It was also confirmed that 2 others, a 24-year-old woman and a 23-year-old man, were injured in the shooting, though their wounds were not life-threatening. They were transported to nearby hospitals in private vehicles. Witnesses on social media claimed Takeoff was shot during an argument that started over a dice game. However, investigators from the Houston Police Department later revealed that the rapper was not the intended target. Instead, he was struck by a stray bullet. His record label, Quality Control, also confirmed in an Instagram post that he had been killed by an unintended shot. At the scene, detectives found empty bullet casings outside the bowling and pool hall on the 3rd floor. They reviewed nearby security camera footage and urged any witnesses who had left after the chaos to come forward. Chief Finner, during the press conference, expressed his deepest condolences and support to Takeoff's mother, who had traveled to Houston following the tragic event.
I spoke to this young man's mother just an hour ago. Flew in here from out of town. I want everybody to understand the pain, the suffering of a mother.
Takeoff's death was a devastating blow to the hip-hop community. He was seen as the glue that held the Migos together. Rumors of tension between Offset and Quavo had been circulating for a while, but things reached their peak after Takeoff's passing, when Quavo officially confirmed that Migos was over. Let's break down why Offset and Quavo's relationship soured and how the group's breakup unfolded. To understand the tension, we have to go back to events that happened before Takeoff's tragic death. Rumors of a rift among the Migos had already been making rounds months earlier. The group made up of Quavo, his nephew Takeoff, and their cousin Offset had started showing cracks that fans couldn't ignore. Signs of trouble began in May 2022 when Offset tweeted, "I perform better when I'm counted out." At first, fans didn't think much of it, but shortly after, Quavo and Takeoff posted a throwback-style video on Instagram, recreating a childhood picture of the two of them. The post was used to promote their new single, Hotel Lobby. Fans immediately noticed one thing Offset was missing. This wasn't the first time all three weren't featured together on a track. Back in 2016, Quavo and Offset teamed up with Lil Uzi Vert on the hit Bad and Bougie. Even though Takeoff didn't have a verse, he was still present in the video. But with Hotel Lobby, the single was credited only to Quavo and Takeoff, and Offset was nowhere to be seen. Fans reacted differently to the situation. Some said, "This is fire, but I wish Offset had a verse on it." Others argued, "Honestly, Offset wouldn't fit on this beat. It feels more suited for Takeoff, and Quavo killed it too." Still, the bigger question remained, was there real tension among the trio? Speculation grew stronger when fans noticed Offset had unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff on Instagram. Soon after, Cardi B, Offset's wife, also unfollowed them. In response, Quavo unfollowed Offset and Cardi. Takeoff, however, didn't unfollow anyone and seemed to remain neutral in whatever was unfolding behind the scenes. Some fans thought the drama was staged. "I wonder if this is really beef or just a publicity stunt," one person commented. Others believed Offset was gearing up to go solo. "Feels like it's just publicity for his first solo run." Things heated up even more when Quavo was ambushed by paparazzi at Los Angeles airport later that May. In a video posted by TMZ, a cameraman asked Quavo directly what was going on with the group. Quavo, however, stayed silent and walked away without giving answers.
A lot of people concerned the band's breaking up, right? Anything you can say?
No.
The following month, breakup rumors gained even more momentum after the trio suddenly pulled out of their scheduled performance at the Governor's Ball in New York. The festival released a statement on Twitter saying, "Due to circumstances out of our control, Migos will no longer be performing." According to TMZ, the reason given was that Quavo was busy filming a movie and the group couldn't work around his schedule. But for fans, this explanation was shocking. The Governor's Ball is one of the biggest festivals in the country, and artists almost never cancel. Naturally, fans started speculating. One person tweeted, "Gov Ball just confirmed the Migos breakup." By this point, it was clear that something serious was happening behind the scenes. In the music industry, it's not unusual for artists to stir up rumors in order to build hype for upcoming projects. But canceling shows and losing money in the process is a whole different story. Many fans simply didn't buy the excuse that Quavo was busy shooting a movie. After all, Offset and Takeoff could have still performed without him. Since the three were family, many people assumed they'd never let disagreements come between them. But reality started to set in. Maybe the iconic trio really had broken up. Rumors swirled that Offset had actually been pushed out of the group by Quavo and Takeoff. So what could have caused all of this? According to people close to the situation and whispers in the industry, a woman may have been at the center of the Migos split. That's when the cheating rumors began.
The Migos, like, they broke up, man. What y'all think about the Migos?
It's not unusual for men to fall out over women. Jealousy and betrayal have ended countless friendships. But was that the case with the Migos? Rumors quickly spread that the real source of tension between Quavo and Offset was Offset allegedly having a fling with Saweetie, Quavo's ex. The first evidence surfaced in Quavo's track Messy, where he rapped, "I said, Karsha, please, cause she too messy. My dog behind my back, but I isn't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should just said it, we would have blessed it. Now I got messages." In the opening bar, Quavo seemed to reference Saweetie's appearance on Young Miami's podcast Karsha Please. Many fans took the rest of the verse as a thinly veiled shot at Offset. Urban Islands later reported that someone claiming to be Nicki Minaj's stylist also alleged Offset had been intimate with Saweetie. Meanwhile, Cardi B chose not to directly entertain the rumor. On the Jason Lee show, she explained her silence. "I was quiet because one thing I'm gonna do is find out the truth. I was in and out, finding out what really happened. And once I knew, I decided not to entertain it because the more you feed into it, the longer it goes. At the end of the day, I know what's going on in my house." Still, fans wouldn't let it go. They continued to flood her with accusations and demands for answers. Eventually, Cardi broke her silence on Twitter, responding to a user who accused her of lying about Offset's rumored affair with Saweetie. She fired back, "No, baby, you lying. You making up crazy stories, putting female rappers in it with no receipts. No blog ever even reported this. All of a sudden, you get out of jail 5 days ago, and in 2 hours, you come up with this lie with no proof." But Cardi's defense only seemed to add fuel to the fire. The rumor picked up traction on social media, and popular platforms began dissecting the story. On the We in Miami podcast, the topic was debated in depth, with rapper Travis Porter even claiming outright that the Migos had broken up over a woman.
Goes like they broke up, man. What y'all think about that Migos?
Wait, you see?
He said it was over. What? It was over.
Always over. Oh my God.
What girl was it over? Cardi?
I don't know. It's always over. Get killed by breakup by.
Cardi B seemed to add even more fuel to the fire when fresh rumors surfaced, claiming she had tried to sabotage Saweetie's career. At the time, Saweetie was set to collaborate with Glorilla on the remix of the viral hit FNF. Saweetie even teased fans by posting a behind-the-scenes clip on Instagram, showing her and Glorilla shooting the music video. But when the remix dropped, Saweetie's verse was nowhere to be found. Even more suspicious, the music video never got released. That's when whispers began spreading online. Some fans speculated that Cardi B had intervened behind the scenes, allegedly having Saweetie's verse scrapped from the track. One Twitter user claimed Saweetie slept with Offset, and that's why she was removed from the FNF remix. Cardi told the label she wouldn't work with Glorilla if Saweetie was on it, so they scrapped the verse and the video. That's why she's been subbing other rap girls online ever since. However, Glorilla herself came forward immediately after the remix dropped, showing nothing but love for Saweetie. In a heartfelt statement, she said, "I want to thank my good sis Saweetie so much. She was the first person to reach out when FNF blew up. When I met her, I was shocked. She's one of the girls I used to watch on Instagram because she's so pretty. From the jump, she treated me like royalty, like I was her little sister. The vibes were so genuine and sweet. My last day with her was sad because we didn't want to say goodbye. I gained a sister for life. Saweetie, you're beautiful inside and out. Thank you so much again. Love you, sis." Despite Glorilla's kind words, the narrative online still painted Saweetie as the wedge that divided Migos. But some industry voices had a different take. Rapper Fredro Starr, during an interview on Vlad TV with Shirley Ju, argued that Cardi B, not Saweetie, was to blame. He explained that Offset couldn't move the same way as Quavo and Takeoff because he had a wife and kids. On top of that, Cardi's success had given her more financial power than Offset himself. Fredro said everybody knew this was going to happen. Offset's in a relationship, he's got kids, and he spends more time with her than with them. He's going one way, they're going another, and she's got the bigger bag. As the cheating rumors continued to swirl, Quavo and Takeoff finally addressed the situation. In an interview on the Big Facts podcast, they confirmed the inevitable: the Migos were finished. When asked why they released an album without Offset, Quavo gave his answer: "I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo.
I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we just came from a loyal family, you know what I'm saying? Shit that's supposed to stick together. And, you know, sometimes when shit don't work out, it ain't meant to be."
Takeoff added that only time would tell, and reminded everyone that at the end of the day, they were still family. However, Quavo revealed that the legendary trio fell apart because of a lack of loyalty from certain members, clearly pointing the finger at Offset.
So we just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time.
Although Quavo never mentioned anything about a woman, fans had plenty to say after news of the Migos breakup. One fan expressed his frustration, writing, "Sounds like a lot of pillow talking between Offset and Cardi B, but to Offset, regardless if that's your wife, your brothers are gonna be there no matter what. Y'all need to work that out." Honestly, I'm ashamed of Offset for turning on his brothers for a woman who probably wouldn't have even given him a chance if he wasn't who he was. You need to think about that. Regardless if she's your wife or not, take 2 or 3 best friends, give one of them a woman, and soon enough you'll see a breakup. That's how it goes. One of 2 things happened. Either the woman told him the truth or she told him lies. And those are the 2 most dangerous things on earth: money and women. Meanwhile, Quavo and Takeoff, now officially moving as a duo, didn't directly address the Migos split again. But in the days and weeks that followed, they dropped subtle hints that they preferred working with each other, and even threw indirect shots at Offset and Cardi. During an appearance on the Rap Radar podcast, the 2 were asked how their creative process had changed since becoming a duo. Takeoff explained that their chemistry had been there from the very beginning.
We're bouncing off each other, like, I mean, it's just the chemistry. It's been there since day one.
As if proving they were just fine without Offset wasn't enough, the new duo took things a step further by appearing on an episode of Drink Champs, where even more controversy erupted. The interview had people talking after Quavo and Takeoff were asked a question that stirred the pot. They ranked Nicki Minaj above their former groupmate's wife, Cardi B.
Nicki or Cardi B? This is mad. I'm taking a shot. I'm
gonna say Nicki.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say the same thing.